What's happening, y'all? It's your boy, Consciously Cam, back once again with another episode of Pheno Finder. And let's just say this past weekend was interesting, very interesting. A lot of shit going on. Honestly, it was cool because, with this whole quarantine, pandemic shit, it's nice to have something to look forward to. So it was nice to see a lot of people excited, to get out of the house, even if it was just for a little bit, to go grab some weed, go back home and vibe out and chill out and shit. So that shit was dope for real, but I think y'all know what I'm talking about. The cookies drop. Cookies finally made their way out to Colorado. They partnered with Veritas, as we all know, to grow their weed. And they dropped this past Friday. So, being the pheno finder that I am, I had to get out there and see what this shit was about, you know what I mean? So, my thing is, it was a whole, experience for real because everybody was so excited about it. It was just, like I said before, it was cool to see people excited to do something and not so worried and stressed and all this shit. Wasn't nobody worried about no corona. Everybody had on their masks and shit, socially distancing as best we could, but you know what I mean? Nobody was thinking about it. It wasn't on the forefront of their mind. I feel like when you keep shit on the forefront of your mind, then that's when you start to think about shit in bad light sometimes. You know what I mean? Don't think about shit too much. And that's one of the reasons I love weed, is because it helps us to chill out and not think about shit too much. It helps us realize what's important in life. You know what I mean? So with that being said, let's get into this. I'm actually gonna roll this shit up on camera today. I got one really nice nug left, so I'm gonna show y'all that. So I got the sticky buns. I got the pleasure of grabbing this one. I went over to Diego Pellicer. I had just peeped on their story the night before that they would have sticky buns, and I didn't see that around. So I figured I'd go get that since most people wouldn't have this, so I could just check it out, see what it's like. And I gotta say, I've smoked just about the whole eighth of this. It's really good weed, man. I don't know what else to tell you, dog. It's really good weed. So I'm gonna break this up. Got my little Veritas grinder right here. My trusty grinder, herb shredder. So I'm gonna grind this up and roll it up, and I'm gonna tell y'all about it. Cause like I said, I've smoked just about this whole eighth. So this strain, I've noticed a lot of the cookies genetics for me is I found that they're very, not fruity, but like really flavorful, sweet, creamy, a lot of complex flavors, right? All the gelato and obviously the Girl Scout cookies is where it all began and shit. So, all that type shit. I've noticed that a lot of their genetics is along those lines. Like if you got a chance to try some of that London Kush, or if you've ever had London Pound Cake. I've never had the Pound Cake by itself, but that London Kush was pretty floral, you know what I mean? Very lemony as well. Stuff like that. I've noticed that a lot of their strains are definitely along those lines. Now, my favorite type of weed is sour kush. So like a headband, something like that. You know what I mean? So for me, this whole thing, I know a lot of people was talking shit and this and that, you know what I mean? But it's all about genetics. What genetics are you going after? What genetics do you like? Have you thought about what genetics you like? You know what I mean? Do you know about genetics and how they work? All these different things. So, I go to get what I want. I go out to try new things because I'm a pheno finder or whatever, but I like what I like, and I keep weed in the house to smoke, for myself. I'm not always doing episodes. I'm not always smoking weed on camera to show people what the weed was like. You know what I mean? I gotta actually smoke it and go do shit. So me, I like OGs, like I said, sour kush, stuff like that. That's if I had to pick one strain, you know what I mean, for the rest of my life, that's what I would go with, something along those lines. So it was nice to see that they had a strain that was similar to an OG. I feel like this is the most OG tasting strain that Cookies has, at least I've seen from Cookies so far. The white runts, straight up like purple Skittles. What else they had? The pancakes, another one with the London Pound Kush up in there. So, this one is a cross of Gelatti and Kush Mints. I really feel like you could even see it in the look of the nug. I still got some of the nug left if y'all want to see it, but it's no purple in it at all. It's bright, 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 bright green nugs. You can see the calyxes like bubbling out, and it's got like, you know, the macaroni and cheese like colored pistils, like, you know, the macaroni and cheese, the crayon color. I know y'all know that color. Everybody know that color. It's like exactly that color, those pistils. So like it's very distinct, very white, you know, with the trichomes and all that shit on there as well. Frosted up, dense as hell. Like I'm talking, this shit is dense, dog. Like, my God. You break up a little bit, you think you good, you know what I'm saying? You broke up enough for like 2 J's off what you thought was for 1, just because it's so dense. So it's really good quality shit, you know what I mean? But like I said, it's all about them genetics. So like, what genetics are you going for? You know what I mean? Like, are you going for that fruity stuff? Like, what does that fruity stuff do to you? You know what I mean? Like, this is why I said before, we gotta appreciate our highs, you know what I mean? So because a lot of times when there's a lot of shit going on, you take your focus off of where your focus should be. So if I'm going to get this weed and everybody want to know how good this weed is, if I'm like upset that this weed is here and I'm mad about the weed and I try it anyway, you know what I'm saying? And you already told yourself that you don't like the weed pretty much because you hating on them, right? So that doesn't put you in the right mind state to enjoy the weed. Like, how you gonna enjoy weed if you hating on it? That doesn't even make sense. Like, think for a, hold on. I'm rolling up right now. I'm taking my time. Think about that. How you gonna hate on the weed and then say it's bad if you didn't even smoke it, or if you smoked it and you was mad? Like, I mean, it's just something I've been thinking about, you know. Been seeing a lot of people talking and whatnot about cookies this, cookies that. You know, I don't fucking work for cookies, for the record. I don't work for cookies. I'm the Pheno finder. I just go get good weed. Heard cookies was coming, so I'm gonna go see what it's about. Hold on, why is everybody hating? I've seen people call it mids. I've seen people call it booth. Man, I mean, I don't know. Maybe my definition of mids is different than somebody else. I'm not all too sure. But what I do know is that this weed is really, really good. Look, man, I've been out here for 6 years. I don't know how many strains I've smoked. I've smoked bad ones. I smoke good ones. I smoke good genetics. I smoke bad genetics. I smoke good grown genetics. I smoke bad grown. I smoke badly grown good genetics. I smoke well grown good genetics. I smoke badly grown bad genetics. You know what I'm saying? I've smoked it all. If you've been in this industry, you've smoked it all. That's my point. So you know when weed is good or not. So I just try to keep it 100. You know what I mean? Like, just tell the truth. If you ain't happy about the price, if you scared or whatever, you know, I'm happy about the price as a customer, scared as a business owner that cookies is here. I mean, what you gonna do? This is life, man. This is life, dog. And this right here, this is good weed. Yo, this shit really, it's really got that cinnamon taste over top of some OG Kush. Like, it's like just cinnamon sprinkled on top of some OG, bro. This shit crazy. You know, I'll be on the terps and shit too. So I think that beta, that caryophyllene, I think that's how you say it. It's gotta be heavy with this one, dog. Cause it's spicy. It's spicy. OG, spicy, funk, little bit of sweetness, like on the exhale, like it's got a little bit of that cookie sweetness to it, you know. So I'm gonna leave y'all with that. Constantly Cam, the Pheno finder, about to sign out. Y'all ain't here, cookies dropping every Friday, fresh baked Fridays and shit. So I'm gonna see y'all, man. I'm gonna see y'all. Enjoy your weed. Peace.